What's going on, everybody? Josh here, and welcome back to the channel for the 20 subscriber special. And oh boy, do we got a good one for you here today. Today we're gonna figure out, can Akechi the Wurmple conquer the entire Johto region in Pokemon SoulSilver? So here's Akechi. As you can probably tell just by looking at this is gonna be a rough one. He gets his final move in the entire game at level 15 with Bug Bite, and he does not get a single move through Egg Move, Move Tutor, TM, or HM. So what you see here is what we've got for the whole game. This is going to be rough, especially when we have to take on, gym leaders like Jasmine or Koga in the Elite Four, or Lance, who has a bunch of dragon flying types. This is going to be rough. But first, let's go over the rules. First rule, I can only use Akechi in battle. Second rule, I can use other Pokemon, but only for HMs. They cannot see battle at all. Number 3, absolutely no X items allowed under any circumstance. X items completely break the game no matter what challenge you're using, so I absolutely refuse to use X items no matter what. Number 4, items in battle only if necessary. I have a feeling that by the end of this game and late game, I'm going to need items, just because I think that this challenge is going to be generally impossible to do without the use of items. So if it's necessary, I will use items in battle. And lastly, no listening to Shido. Nothing ever good comes from listening to Shido. You can just ask Akechi here what happens. Some quick keys to victory. Number 1, I'm going to have to do a lot of praying. Number 2, I have to harness the power of pancakes. Number 3, I need good RNG with poison. I'm going to have to probably do a lot of tanking late game, but in order to do so, I need to have good luck with landing poison. And the last key to victory is over leveling. Personally, at the time of writing this, I'm probably going to have to be like level 80 or 90 to beat Jasmine, especially that Steelix. So yeah, there's no way I go through this game without having to over level. So we all know that I'm going to be naming the Wurmple Akechi, but I decided to name myself Pancakes for this run. I named myself Pancakes because pancakes are the only thing capable of controlling Akechi and his rampage to becoming the ultimate detective prince. It was necessary for both my safety and the region's safety. Anyways, let's get this started. So I decided to replace Chikorita with Akechi, so that way our rival would have the Typhlosion line the whole game. This doesn't concern Akechi though, as he enjoys a good challenge. He likes it when someone can test his resolve and drive to success. So on the way to Mr. Pokemon's house, I decided to do some grinding. We do not hit very hard right now, and I would really like to be able to defeat the rival on the first go around, because we need all the money we can get for potions late game. The first gym leader is also a flying type, who holds a strong type advantage over Akechi. So I spent some time grinding up Akechi, and I make my way to Mr. Pokemon's house. After meeting with Mr. Pokemon and Professor Oak, who apparently believes that Wurmple is a rare Pokemon, we head back to Cherry Grove and meet our rival, who challenges us to a battle. With Akechi at level 11, this fight was no problem at all. It doesn't help that our rival only went for Leer, but we take a win no matter what form it comes in. We head back to the lab, and the police officer asks for the name of the culprit that we battled. Naturally, as the second coming of the detective prince, Akechi vows to help the police catch the culprit. We tell the kind officer that the man who robbed the professor, burned our crops, and even poisoned our water supply was none other than Ren, the Joker himself. This will be the last time we ever see the cop trying to catch Ren in this entire game. You gotta love Pokemon game plots, am I right? After once again dodging the police, we head on to Violet City for the first gym battle. Before I did that though, Akechi went in and caused a mental shutdown on every single member of the cult of Bellsprout. We're always trying to do our best to serve our local communities and make our neighborhoods safer. If you read the lore on the Bellsprout Tower cult, you would understand why they all had to have mental shutdowns. Shido didn't even order us to cause these ones. This one was on the house. I'm not going to do any extra grinding for Falkner. I am going to try the gym after doing the Bellsprout Tower fights though. First gym fight time. We go in for the first attempt with Akechi at level 15. This fight simultaneously went better and worse than I thought it would. The Pidgey went down in a few hits, but not before hitting us with a sand attack and lowering our accuracy. The problem though is his Pidgeotto. This thing tanks every hit that Akechi throws at him. I definitely need to grind some levels before Akechi is going to be able to win this fight. As you can see, this run is already off to a friendly and forgiving start. I try Falkner again at level 20, and this was interesting. We are able to two-shot the Pidgey, but not before he hits us with a sand attack. We hit him with another Bug Bite and drop him. Pidgeotto is next and still tanking Bug Bites. I'm using Bug Bites because it's hands down my strongest move. Tackle does even less than a resisted bug bite right now. Anyways, we hit Pidgeotto once with a bug bite and he decided to go for Roost, which means that Akechi's bug bites started doing large chunks to him because it's no longer resisted. Akechi was also able to tank Gus pretty well after that first Roost, which Falkner did not need to do in the first place. Falkner then takes a defensive stance and keeps using Roost while allowing me to slowly lower his Pidgeotto's health. Pidgeotto goes down after dealing a little over half our health. That's one badge down, 7 to go. I am definitely not looking forward to the Jasmine fight. This is gonna be rough. The next gym should be pretty simple though. Hopefully. When we arrive in Azalea Town, we head straight for the Slowpoke Well, where we have a Rocket Boss fight against Proton. This fight goes fairly well. The only reason why this fight was close was because I have the absolute worst luck when it comes to confusion and accuracy in this fight. Akechi could not stop missing and hitting himself in his confusion. But anyway, now that the filler plot is over, let's go take on Bugsy in the second gym. First Bugsy attempt and we start off pretty strong. Scyther, however, is a problem. He opens up with 2 Leers before going for a Focus Energy. While he does that, we hit him with Poison Sting and poison him. He goes for a U-turn and deals a ton of damage. We take down a Metapod without issue before Scyther comes back in and drops us with a quick attack. That wasn't honestly a bad first attempt. I'm gonna give it a few more tries before I give in and start grinding again. Okay, I gave it 3 more attempts and yeah, this is just not happening right now. If I can't even beat Bugsy right now, there is no way I'm beating Ren in the rematch. I'm gonna grind for a few levels and try this again. I need to have good toxic luck against Bugsy in addition to tanking U-turns better. At level 28 we try again and this time Akechi is strong enough to take down Scyther before he can U-turn out. After Scyther went down, the rest of her team was a cakewalk. Metapod and Kakuna aren't really a problem. They don't really do a whole lot of damage and they don't tank as well as they should when they're facing a level 28. But anyways, with that down, we can attempt the Ren fight. Well, this didn't go well. Ren opens up with Ghastly and goes for a Curse early. This essentially doomed our attempt here. We're able to take down the Ghastly, but the Quilava comes in next and quickly finished Akechi off. I'm gonna have to grind here. The only way that I win this is with absurd luck. I'm gonna need to grind more levels for the next gym anyways, so might as well get a jump on it here. Let's put on some levels and try again. We grind up to level 31 and try again. This grind was really long and tedious. I grinded in the cave so I could grind defense EVs off of the Geodudes, something that might help us late game. Anyway, first try goes pretty bad. We're able to take down Ghastly in 2 hits before he can get off a Curse, which is super nice. But the problem starts when Quilava comes in. Quilava goes for Leers and Smoke Screens, and with my bad RNG luck, we start missing a lot of moves. Quilava then crits us with Ember and drops us next move with Quick Attack. Let's give this a few more tries. The very next attempt and we get a good one. We start off by 2-shotting the Ghastly, who only used Spite, so we get technically a free kill. Quilava's next and he goes for Leer turn 1 and we go for a Bug Bite, which does very little. However, the next move we crit him with Bug Bite and finish him off the next turn without taking any damage. Zubat is last and I hit him once with Tackle to deal over half as he goes for Supersonic. Akechi, the Mad Lad, then breaks through confusion and finishes off the Zubat. That was really clutch on Akechi. Before I fight Whitney, I wanted to grind Akechi up to level 35. I'm convinced I'm gonna need to be like level 80 to deal with Jasmine Steelix based on how the run has been going so far. I'm gonna have to do a massive grind session for that anyways, so I can get a head start on it by clearing out every single trainer that I can fight. We clear out the trainers and reach level 35. Man, I am definitely not looking forward to that Steelix. The Steelix will resist every single move we get. For now though, the best thing I can do is just focus on Whitney. Well, that sure was interesting. The Whitney fight starts off with us dropping the Clefairy like it's no big deal. She did almost 0 damage to us using Double Slap, then proceeded to heal up with a potion. We used Tackle the turn she healed and then finished it off next turn with a Bug Bite. Last up is Miltank and this thing scares me. If this thing can get rollout going, it will demolish Akechi. However, she never went for rollout once. She only ever used Stomp and Milk Drink. Yeah, despite doing almost nothing with Stomp, Whitney kept using it and never once tried rollout. We dropped the Miltank without any issues. That actually went really well. A lot better than I thought it was gonna go. So before we fight Ren again in the Burn Tower, I decided to clear out all the trainers that I could, both east and west of Ecruteak City. I want to be sure that we have the easiest time possible with Ren. His team has so many answers to Akechi, and I don't want to leave anything up to luck. I want to get as high leveled as I can so Ren and Morty are as easy as possible. Let's do this. First Ren attempt, and this went absolutely horrible. We get confused by Ghastly, proceed to hit ourselves in confusion, then Ghastly used Curse. We cannot win this fight if we get hit by Curse. Akechi just does too little damage to speed through this fight before Curse drops us. Let's give this a few more tries though. Second attempt was brutal. Ghastly goes for Mean Look turn 1, so we get the easy 2-shot. Quilava only goes for Smokescreen, so we get the easy 3-shot. Then comes Zubat. Zubat goes for Supersonic, lands it. We then proceed to hit ourselves in confusion 3 turns in a row and feint to Wing Attack, which hardly did any damage. See what I mean? I have the worst RNG luck in Pokemon. This is a winnable fight though, so I'm gonna keep trying. A few attempts later and we get this heart-pounding attempt. Akechi starts out by one-shotting the Ghastly with a crit. Second is Quilava, who drops us to -6 accuracy with Smokescreen before we finally drop it. Next is Zubat. He misses Supersonic and we connect 2 straight tackles to drop the Zubat. Greymond's down and we have not taken a single hit. Last up is Magnemite and my luck ran out. We hit a massive Bug Bite first turn to take over half his health. He then confused us and paralyzed us and then started spamming Sonic Boom. As luck would have it, Akechi started hurting himself in confusion, missing, and getting full paralysis. Magnemite lowers us down to 35 HP before Akechi lands a critical hit with Bug Bite to win us the fight. These Ren fights are way too stressful. I think I lost a few years off my life in this fight. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's go take on Morty. First Morty attempt, and this was an absolute train wreck. Ghastly went for Curse turn 1 and we ended up losing. I need to grind Akechi up. There is no way that not a single Mon on Morty's team goes for Curse against us. His whole team can use it. We need to grind up until we can just about one-shot the Ghastly. This is gonna be rough. I try again at level 50, and yeah, this is just not happening at this level. Akechi still takes 2 hits to drop a Ghastly, and we do almost 0 damage to Gengar. Gengar does decent damage to us with Shadow Ball, but Morty just heals him back up to full when we lower his HP to a certain point anyway. Even with absurd crit luck, there is no way that I can win this fight at this level. It's time to grind. Again. We grind up to level 60, and a couple tries in, this happens. Ghastly is a 2-shot, but not before taking one of Morty's Hyper Potions. Gengar is next, and for some reason goes for a Sucker Punch, only to do 10 damage. He then puts us to sleep and starts spamming Shadow Ball while we're stuck sleeping for what felt like forever. Akechi then wakes up and drops the Gengar. See, now we're making progress. Next up is Haunter, and he goes down without much of a problem. Last up is his other Haunter. We outspeed and go for a nice Bug Bite, which leaves him just over half health. Haunter goes for Curse and leaves himself with just a hair of HP. I need one move. Unfortunately, Akechi did not survive the Curse damage and went down before I could get the final move off. So close. This is possible though. I just need to not get RNG screwed by Hypnosis. Let's try this again. A few tries later and this happens. Ghastly goes down easily in 2 shots, but not before landing a crucial Mean Look on us and taking one of Morty's Hyper Potions down with it. Second is Gengar, who misses Hypnosis turn 1, then goes for Shadow Ball, which does a decent amount. Akechi then crits a Bug Bite to drop the Gengar. Then comes Haunter number 1. This thing is nasty. It has Hypnosis, Dream Eater, and Nightmare. This thing ended many of my attempts at this Morty fight. It starts off by missing Hypnosis after we land a Bug Bite to do over half health. We then go for a second Bug Bite and get the knockout. Lastly is the second Haunter, and he for some reason goes for Sucker Punch, while we counter with a Bug Bite to drop him to half. We then outspeed and land a Bug Bite to get the final knockout. I had to be level 60 to defeat a Ghost Gym with Akechi. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to be level 100 to defeat Jasmine, and even then this might be a long shot. I am so nervous about Jasmine, I'm gonna have to put her off for as long as possible. I decided to take on Chuck next. Attempt 1 does not go very well. Primeape only went for double team before eventually going down to Bug Bite. Next up is Poliwrath, and this thing is an absolute slugfest. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me, and I don't do much to him either, but he gets good luck with Hypnosis and is slowly able to lower Akechi's health and win by using Body Slam. This was absolutely winnable as is, I just need better luck. Second try and things go much better. We start off by quickly dropping the Primeape, who mostly went for double teams again, but not before going for a Rock Slide and doing a decent chunk to Akechi. Last up is Poliwrath. We trade Bug Bites and Body Slams, but for some reason, he would go for Surf every once in a while, even though he knows it does almost nothing to Akechi. Poliwrath also missed every single Hypnosis that he went for, which allowed Akechi to drop the Poliwrath, winning us our 5th badge. Let's do the Lake of Rage next. One thing that you should know about Akechi is that he lives to sow chaos. Naturally, he demolishes the red Gyarados. Now we can go and take on the secret laboratory. We wipe away the evidence of what happened to the Gyarados, and we meet Shido. We're gonna take down Shido after all that he did to Akechi as a child, but for now we need to cooperate with him in order to take him down later. After all, to deceive your enemies, you must first deceive your allies. We head to the secret lab with Shido and start spreading chaos. All references aside, we blew through the Rocket HQ without any issues at all. Now we can go and take on Price. The first Price attempt, and yeah, this was not even close. The battle started off with Akechi taking on Seal. Bug Bite almost one-shot the Seal, but it hung on with the Sliver, but only did 10 damage with Icy Wind. Price healed up the Seal as we continued going for Bug Bites. It does not take long, but Seal went down to a couple more turns. Next up is Piloswine. Piloswine takes a good chunk of damage from Bug Bite. Price went for 2 straight Blizzards, missed them both, which allowed Akechi to feint it with the 3rd Bug Bite. Last up was Dewgong, who takes over half health from Bug Bite. He then went for Aurora Beam, which did absolutely nothing, allowing Akechi to go for the Bug Bite and win us our 6th gym badge. Easy money. That was probably the easiest gym battle of the game, and probably will be the easiest gym battle of the game. It only gets worse from here, I bet. However, you already know what time it is. It's the time for what I've been dreading most in this run. It's time to face off against Jasmine. First Jasmine attempt, and it went even worse than I expected. We hit Magnemite for over half his health with Bug Bite, but that's all the damage we would do. Magnemite proceeded to paralyze Akechi, then confuse him. Akechi then responded to this adversity by hitting himself in confusion every single turn, while Magnemite used Thunderbolt to take the win. This is going to be a long gym battle. I gave it a few more tries, and yeah, this is just not happening right now. I'm going to be grinding for a while now, so I'm going to take this time to thank this video sponsor. Yeah, this channel isn't monetized, so I'm just going to get right into the next attempt. Level 75, and this is still not happening. Akechi cannot one-shot the Magnemite, which means he is always getting paralyzed turn 1, which cripples us for the rest of the battle. This means that Steelix can easily get a Screech off and 2-shot us with Iron Tail. Right now, Bug Bite is probably a 10-shot on the Steelix right now, and Jasmine has Hyper Potions. This sucks. Instead of spending hours grinding on level 20 Pokemon, I'm just going to start using rare candies. Akechi has maxed out EVs, and I really want to get this video out this year for the 20 sub special. I hope you can all forgive me. I'm going to go to level 85 and we'll try this again. Even at level 85, this is still not happening. Even when I crit a Magnemite turn 1 and avoid the paralysis, Steelix comes in and just takes me down long before I can take him down. Even on attempts where he just spams Screech, I cannot take him down as Jasmine just heals this thing up to full. This is very frustrating. I think this might be possible at level 90 because then I should be able to one-shot the Magnemites reliably. Level 90 and we finally get a good run. Akechi is finally strong enough to one-shot the Magnemite so we can make it to Steelix on full HP reliably without being paralyzed. This Steelix fight was close. Steelix kept setting up sandstorms and missing Iron Tails. Jasmine got really unlucky here with the accuracy on Iron Tails, but some clutch critical hits from Akechi forced Jasmine to use her Hyper Potion early. We whittle Steelix's health down a little bit at a time, then eventually finish it off with a Bug Bite. Last up is our second Magnemite, and we one-shot it with Bug Bite, earning Akechi his 7th gym badge. I feel like the Lance fight might be impossible at this rate. We had to be level 90 to deal with a level 35 Steelix. I decided to go and do the Rocket Tower next. There isn't really much to show here just because we steamrolled absolutely everything in sight here. Akechi's Berserk mode is just too powerful. I am just going to skip straight to the Ren Fight. First Ren Fight, and things are frustrating here to say the least. Golbat comes out, so we take over half his health with a tackle. We then miss our next tackle as he lands a Confuse Ray. Akechi then spends 2 straight turns hitting himself in confusion, while Golbat takes a large chunk of his health out before we can take it out. Poliwrath comes out and goes down without too much trouble, but then comes Haunter. Haunter goes for Curse, and yeah, Curse is just the bane of Akechi's existence this run. We take down Haunter, and then his Sneasel before Curse takes us down. If I had just a little bit more HP, I could have won this. Let's give this a few more tries. The very next attempt and this goes down. It starts off by us dropping Golbat in 3 hits, and doing so before Golbat could get a Confuse Ray off. Second is Poliwrath, who does very little on a Flame Wheel before going down in 2 hits. Third is Haunter, and Akechi wanted his justice, so he crit the Haunter and dropped it in 1 shot. Fourth is Sneasel, who Akechi outspeeds and 1 shot. Last is Magnemite, who Akechi also outsped and 1 shot. See, this is what happens when Akechi doesn't get bent over and violated by bad RNG and Curse. Let's finish this Radio Tower. Last up in this filler arc is Archer. Akechi started off by one-shotting the Houndour, then one-shot the Houndoom, and then 2-shot the Coughing after taking a sliver of damage from Sludge. Yeah, that was pretty easy. But now we can move on to probably what will be a very difficult battle. Claire. First Claire fight, and we have a problem. Claire's Gyarados knows Dragon Rage. This, coupled with Akechi not being able to hardly damage the Gyarados, means that Gyarados can deal most of Akechi's health before it goes down. Claire's Dragonair also knows Fire Blast, which ends this fight for Akechi. I'm gonna have to give this a few more tries, but this might require me to get level 100 on Akechi, and even then this might be a long shot without having to have any crits. Let's see how this goes though. I gave this many more attempts, and this is just not happening. Intimidate off of Gyarados turn 1 is just crippling. Gyarados is just leaving with Akechi with too little HP to even have a shot at the rest of Claire's team. Even when we drop Gyarados early and dodge a Fire Blast from Dragonair, we still don't have enough HP to deal with Kingdra. Kingdra doesn't deal too much damage to Akechi with Hydro Pump, but we just don't have enough HP to tank this right now. Let's try this again at level 100. Even at level 100, this is still not happening. I have tried this for 36 attempts, and this is the best run that I have. Gyarados is a 3-shot with Bug Bite, but not before he does some decent damage to Akechi. Second is Claire's first Dragonair, and it misses Fire Blast, while we do major damage with Bug Bite. Claire heals it with a potion, and we drop it with a couple more Bug Bites. Third is Kingdra, we do half damage with Bug Bite and steal and eat its Citrus Berry, healing ourselves in the process. We trade a Bug Bite and a Hydro Pump, which leaves Kingdra with a Sliver. Kingdra gets off a smoke screen before we take it down with over half our health. Yeah, you can probably imagine where this is about to go. Last up is the second Dragonair, and we proceed to miss our first Bug Bite while she gets off a Thunder Wave. We then proceed to miss our Bug Bite or get paralyzed for 3 straight turns while we connect our 4th Bug Bite and drop Dragonair to a Sliver. Claire then healed the Dragonair up, and we get paralyzed again. Claire then went for Dragon Pulse and finished Akechi off. This was my best run out of 36 attempts. Time to keep on going. I'm not ready to start using items just yet. I think this is possible without items still. 63 attempts later, and Akechi and I get this run. It starts off with Akechi going for Bug Bite, then following up with a Poison Sting and getting the poison to stick on Gyarados. Akechi and Gyarados trade more blows before he drops to poison. Second is Dragonair, and for some reason Akechi one-shots the Dragonair before it can get a Thunder Wave off. Third is Kingdra, and we go for a Bug Bite and eat the Kingdra's Citrus Berry to restore our HP while bringing Kingdra down to about half health. We trade blows with Kingdra, and Claire restores HP using a Hyper Potion. Kingdra then misses a Hydro Pump, which would have dropped Akechi, and he is then able to drop the Kingdra with a Bug Bite. Last is the second Dragonair, and Akechi gets another high roll and one-shots the Dragonair and earns us the final gym badge. That was horrible. There is no way in hell I am defeating Lance with no items, and this is how Claire went. Lance also leads with a Gyarados, but he has 3 Dragonites and a Charizard in the back. This challenge is not looking good right now. But let's do what we can for now and head to the Elite Four. Before the Elite Four though, we have one last Ren Fight to do, and my goodness, this is a wall. I gave this one constant attempts for hours, and I could only get past Typhlosion once. Even when I did, I do 0 damage to his Golbat, who can easily finish me off with what HP I have left after Typhlosion. I need to really grind this one out. The only way I beat this is by getting a crit on my second Bug Bite on Typhlosion. I can't crit the first because it'll knock Typhlosion into Blaze range and he will one-shot Akechi. This is gonna be a rough one. In between one of my attempts though, I found a shiny Onyx while walking up to restart the Ren Fight. That was pretty cool. It was a weird feeling having to drop it though. But Akechi takes no prisoners, and neither do I. Okay, I'm done with this. I'll be honest, there is no way in hell that I am defeating Ren here without absurdly high RNG luck. Something that I've never had in my life in a Pokemon game. There is also no way that we are defeating Lance like this either. This video is the 20 subscriber special, and it really means a lot to me that I get this done in a timely manner. I don't think this run is possible without ever using items in battle. Therefore, I am now going to allow myself to use items in battle. You can get mad at me all you want, but the fact is, regardless of what item that Akechi is holding or what moves I go for, this is not happening. I'm going to need items to do this, or a just absurd amount of luck, which isn't going to happen. It's just statistically impossible to get the luck I need. Alright, now that I'm able to use items, let's try this again. The very next attempt, and we finally end the pain and suffering. Akechi poisons the Typhlosion after one-shotting the Sneasel. We heal up and take him down after tanking a massive Lava Plume. Golbat is next, so we heal up Akechi and tank some Air Cutters while we take down Golbat with Tackles. Yeah, there is no way we win this fight without items. Seeing how many hits it took to take down Golbat, we absolutely needed items here. Fourth is Haunter, and we take him down with 2 Bug Bites. Fifth is Kadabra, who goes down to 1 Bug Bite, and last is Magneton, who goes down with 2 Bug Bites. Again, no way this is happening without items. I would have had to have been the luckiest guy on the planet to do that. I would need like 10 crits, but now that that's over with, we can finally move on to the Elite Four. First up is Psychic Trainer Will. This battle was not even close. First up is Xatu, who goes down to 2 Bug Bites, but not before confusing us. Second is the other Xatu, and we also drop it in 2 Bug Bites, but not before it does a little bit of damage to Akechi using Psychic. Third is Jinx, who goes down in 1 Bug Bite. Fourth is Executor, who goes down in 1 Bug Bite. And last is Slowbro, who also goes down in 1 Bug Bite. That was way easier than I expected. Let's make sure we enjoy this while it lasts. Second is Poison Trainer Koga. This one actually took me a few tries. First up is Ariados, who goes down to a few Bug Bites. Second is Crobat, who just spams Double Team and a few Wing Attacks before going down to Tackle. Third is Venomoth, who goes down to 2 Bug Bites. Fourth is Fortress, who goes down in 3 Bug Bites, but only because Akechi got double crits at the end. Last is Muck, and this one is tough. We weaken it with Bug Bites, but not before it goes for Minimize 3 turns in a row. Muck goes for Gunk Shot and misses though. Koga then healed the Muck to full, so we get a couple of free Bug Bites in. Akechi right now is really coming in clutch with accuracy here. Muck then goes for Toxic. This is bad. Muck starts going for a couple more minimizes to get himself to +5 evasion, while Akechi starts missing bug bites. Toxic brings Akechi down to 7 HP, and Akechi also then runs out of bug bites the turn before. Akechi then comes in clutch and lands a tackle on Muck, who is at +5 accuracy, and wins the battle. This is way too close. I can say now with confidence that this challenge is actually impossible to do without healing items. I lost this fight multiple times to Fortress, who just goes for Explosion if your health is low enough, which is enough to deal around 75% health to Akechi. There is no way that this can be done without items. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Koga is the last major hurdle before Lance, but Bruno does make me nervous though. Third is fighting trainer Bruno, and this did not go as I expected. He leads with Hitmontop, who takes almost half damage from a bug bite. He then hard swaps into Hitmonlee, who goes down with 2 bug bites and didn't even get to attack. I have no idea why he did that. Makes no sense. Next is Onyx though, who goes down in 2 bug bites after dealing almost nothing to Akechi with a rock slide. I always forget how bad Onyx is sometimes. Next is Hitmonlee, who does 0 with a fire punch surprisingly, and goes down in 2 bug bites thanks to a crit. Then comes Machamp, and we trade some bug bites and rock slides with the occasional crit throw in from both sides. But Machamp eventually does go down. Last up is Hitmontop, who starts going for counter, which leaves Akechi on a sliver of health. I heal up Akechi, and he is then able to take down Hitmontop and win the fight. 3 down, 1 to go. Last up is Dark Trainer Karen. This was an interesting run. Karen's Umbreon, Murkrow, and Houndoom all go down in 1 shot to Bug Bite. Then comes Gengar, and apparently the only attacking moves that this thing has is Lick and Focus Blast. No idea why Karen only runs Lick and Focus Blast on a Gengar, but Gengar starts going for Spite and completely drains Akechi's Bug Bites and Poison Stings. I start spamming String Shot to try to PP stall the Gengar, but I get bored and I give Akechi an Ether. We then finish off the Gengar with a Bug Bite and bring out the last Pokemon, Vileplume. Vileplume starts out by going down to 2 Bug Bites. Yeah, didn't really put up much of a fight, did it? That was pretty easy. But now comes the true pain of this challenge, Masayoshi Shido. The Shido fight is about to get underway. Akechi is ready to avenge that which was stolen from him as a child. The lack of love in his life has driven him to madness, and with the Phantom Thieves gone, there is no one standing in Akechi's way of performing a mental shutdown on Shido. Let's do this. This fight is horrible. First up is Gyarados, who goes down without too much trouble. Second is Aerodactyl, who lands some rock slides for a decent chunk before going down to the combination of Toxic from Poison Sting and Bug Bite. Third is Charizard, and this is where the problems start. Charizard does over half damage with 1 Air Slash, so I'm forced to spam heal until he misses, which gives me a chance to poison it. However, Air Slash apparently has a high crit rate now, so I have to be extremely lucky here. I failed so many attempts to Air Slash critting Akechi, even though this move technically doesn't have a high crit rate. But whatever. Eventually, after over 30 attempts, I finally get this run. Charizard gets poisoned and eventually goes down. For all 3 Dragonites, the strategy for Akechi is the same. Poison them and stall them out with healing and Bug Bites until they eventually fall. Shido will eventually full restore them all, so poison stalling is the only option that I have. Eventually, the final Dragonite falls, and Akechi has successfully conquered the Johto region. That was a brutal challenge. The Jasmine fight was horrible. Just about every Ren fight was brutal except the first one. The Claire fight was infuriating, and the Lance fight was also incredibly difficult. There were so many roadblocks in this challenge, man. Holy cow. When I started using items in Victory Road, I was worried that maybe I was taking the easy way out, and that perhaps I was missing something, like a strategy or something. But I can say now with full confidence that this challenge is impossible to do without using any items in battle, and that it's still possible to win this challenge without using X items. which again, completely breaks the game. Please let me know your thoughts and feedback down below. I've never attempted a challenge like this before, and I can safely say that this was an interesting experience, to say the least. All things considered though, this was a very fun challenge, and I had fun, and I hope you all enjoy as much. And thank you again for all the support that has been shown to this channel recently. Hey everybody, I just finished doing the voiceover and recording for this challenge, and I just wanted to throw in a little message here at the end, thanking everybody for 20 subs. This channel had its biggest month of growth in September, putting on 7 subscribers to jump up to 20 pretty quick from what I was expecting. The channel's growth has been slowly picking up month by month, and I hope that I can maintain it. But one thing that I've just loved so much about this last month is how much interaction there's been in the channel. Splatoon 3 has done wonders for this channel relative to the other series. There's been a lot more comments, and those of you who have been watching and commenting down below are just incredibly helpful to me learning about the Splatoon games. There is just so much to these games, and you guys have been really awesome just helping me along and being patient with me, even though I'm not really that good at the game. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's subbed so far, and everybody who's been showing support to this channel through watching or commentating or liking or sharing, whatever it is, regardless of how much or little you do. It doesn't matter. Any support means a lot to me, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. I'm sorry for how long this challenge took to get out. We hit 20 subs about a couple weeks ago, I think it was. No, not even that, like 10 days ago probably. And I wanted to get this out as quickly as possible. I started doing this challenge before we even hit 20, just because I assumed we would hit 20 sometime in October. But we hit it a lot quicker than I thought, and I went full pedal to the metal trying to get this done. And it took a while, because again, this was a tough challenge, but it's here, and this is for you guys and all that you guys have brought to the channel. And it's just my way of saying again, thank you for all the support, and I hope you guys stick around and enjoy what's to come. Let me know your thoughts and everything down below. Let me know of anything you'd like to see on the channel. And once again, thank you all for your time. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.